Says it's reconnected, so I'm hoping that you guys can hear me, but can somebody chat in and let me know that when on my side I see that it's been disconnected and reconnected, what happens on your side so I can gauge what I need to repeat? Can anybody chat in for me on that? Tom, we're still not sure if you can hear, so if you can use the chat feature, that would be helpful to make sure that you can hear before I start playing the video. All right, I'm not talking right now because I'm waiting on you guys to tell me whether or not, give me some feedback, whether or not you're back on. Oh, good. Thank you, Tom. I'm glad that you can hear, okay? Betsy Ann's all good. And, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to keep moving forward then. I'm going to show you guys a video from, drop that in there. Move you guys over a little bit. And I'm going to pull my headset out for a few minutes and then play the video so you'll be actually listening to the speakers here in my office. And that's been a good way for us to do it in the past, so hopefully it'll go okay. This one's a little long. It's 6 minutes, but it really has a good understanding of what digital magnet is. Then after that, guys, I'm going to go into a digital magnet, and I'm going to show you around. And then I'm going to show you some ways that you can start leveraging your video email system immediately using the principles that are inside digital magnet. And that may inspire you to go in and search under Google Analytics some of the stuff that's happening in your area. If at the end of it, you get it, you love it, you absolutely understand the value of it, but you want to pay somebody else to do it, the Digital Magnet team will definitely take your money. And they're fantastic. They've done a great job. So, all right, here we go. I'm going to click play, take my headset off, and hopefully you can still hear me through the internet, and I'm going to click play. Please chat in and let me know if you cannot hear.
We are in the middle of a revolution, a technology revolution influenced by mobile, social, and digital marketing that has changed the face of commerce forever. It has changed the way we shop, the way we search, how we make decisions. It has changed the way people look at our business and how we analyze other businesses. And for those that have adopted this trend, it has automated many aspects of our business that made things easier. It made buying easier. It made our business processes easier. It reduced our overhead as these functions were once handled manually by people. The days of traditional marketing are behind us. The new world, which is a boundaryless global economy, has adopted newer, better, more cost-effective ways to do business. Social media, mobile media, websites, mobile websites, video, automation. This is the mobile revolution. However, most small and mid-sized businesses are currently not leveraging these technologies and therefore are not equipped to capture the digital and mobile consumer. Some are held back by fear of change, but most are simply lacking someone to show them, someone that will help them to prepare and execute an exact game plan that will dramatically improve their business. Welcome to iMobile's Digital Magnet, a single resource that will show you everything you need to know. Digital Magnet is a mobile, social, and digital marketing system, trade secrets, and highly researched and proven intellectual property that has been created by one of the world's leading experts on digital and social marketing, and we want to give that information to you. Mason Dukacek is the author of the book Sales Utopia. His ideas have been featured in Selling Power, Fox News, Newsweek, Entrepreneur Magazine, and the New York Times. He's an advocate for social media, video marketing, mobile marketing, and integrated email marketing. Mason has developed Twitter accounts that rank in the top 1% in the world, and YouTube channels with more subscribers than those created by traditional media powerhouses like Inc. magazine. Mason has designed iMobile Innovations Digital Magnet, which has been exclusively designed for iMobile Innovations, its customers and partners.
Hi, I'm Mason Dukacek, and if you want to learn how to build a tribe of friends, fans, and followers online, establish your credibility, and increase demand for what you offer so you can generate additional sales opportunities and get paid more for what you do, then you've come to the right place. What this program will do for you is simple. It will help you attract, capture, and convert more of your ideal prospects into customers online and help you do it fast. If you're overwhelmed and confused by all of the continually changing social media and online marketing stuff that's going on, or perhaps you haven't done anything at all to drive business from the internet, then congratulations, you're normal. I'm going to help you make what may seem confusing very simple and easy for you to do. Video channels are replacing TV. Podcasts are replacing radio stations. Blogs and article posting sites are replacing newspapers and magazines. Mobile phones and tablet devices are turning things upside down. This is the world we live in. And when you leverage those changes effectively, making money has never been easier. The good news is this. If you run a small or medium-sized business, and you're like most, it's hard to afford a staff of full-time people to make this work for your business. Now there's a newer, better way to get that work accomplished, and you can't afford to ignore it. Our team has a big job, and that is to research, investigate, test, and organize the best practices related to online marketing and simplify them into usable strategies and step-by-step systems that work. I don't like the idea of having to charge tens of thousands of dollars up front in addition to a percentage of annual revenues to work one-on-one with companies directly. Why? Because the people who need the help the most often have the hardest time coming up with the upfront investments. And they're often the type of people that I enjoy helping the most. iMobile is all about offering enterprise-level solutions at affordable prices to the heart and soul of our economy, and that's small and mid-sized businesses. So we created a special program for entrepreneurs that allows them to learn how to grow their businesses online at their own pace, along with fellow entrepreneurs facing the exact same challenge.
With your purchase of Digital Magnet, you'll receive the following.
Monthly video instructions delivered in documentary format with instruction from Mason Dukacek, valued at $1,500 per month with your purchase of Digital Magnet.
That small, mid-sized business owners are faced with, where do I go, how much is this going to cost me, and most importantly, how do I get a result? How can I get a presence online for my business without breaking the bank? And that's exactly what Digital Magnet is all about. We're really excited about this product.
Well, Mason taught me how to use the internet and how to market my business in such a way that we're found everywhere you look under business telephone systems. It was only 4 weeks later that we sold a $20,000 business telephone system. That wouldn't have happened had it not been for our online marketing.
I met Mason about 12 months ago. I've been using his system, and in the last month, we've sold and installed more replacement windows than we did all last year in 12 months. Compared to the print advertising, this beats it tenfold.
Try to work with Mason, cut the hours down immensely. It's very easy to understand. I've actually been contacted by other people in my field wondering how I find the time to create this much content to go out every week. It really only takes me a few hours a week, and now I am all over the internet and has been helping my business out immensely.
iMobile Innovations, big business solutions, small business prices.
Awesome. Wow. Very powerful stuff. Digital Magnet is something that is somewhat of an anomaly for all of us. I mean, let me pull myself up on the screen here so you guys can see. Hi. Hi, everybody. So I want to make sure, sound check again, that you can hear me okay. I'll move around a little bit, make myself centered, but my experience with search engine optimization in the past for my own company has been very extensive because I work with a top web designer here in my area, and they optimized my website and helped me to understand not only it for myself, but also for the other clients that are out there. There's no other company like mine with iConnectU doing referral acceleration, but there is indeed other realtors, other mortgage lenders, other people in your field. So most of you have a website that you've built and you've invested in, and you understand the value of social media and feeding content and having keywords. But when it comes right down to understanding the game that is always changing, thanks to Google, it can be a little overwhelming. And this is why we pay others to do it. And I've heard everywhere from $1,700 a month to $3,000 a month, I sure hope that they're converting a lot of that business into leads. I mean, if search engine optimization should bring people to your website, but it also should convert them to business. And those professionals that are out there that know how to do that are excellent. And Digital Magnet gives you the ability to find out what people are searching on the internet related to your area. And then they also give you the ability to attack those keywords. So I want to get into that a little bit more, but does anybody have any questions about what we're going to talk about today? I'm going to be discussing Digital Magnet, social media, video email, and how to tie it all together. And hopefully I'll inspire you to start getting into some of that training and understanding what your Google Analytics are in your area. So any questions before I move on? It's always weird to see myself on camera, so I need your feedback, guys. Anybody out there? Just nod if you can hear me. All right, I'm going to assume that you guys are okay, and I'm going to keep moving forward just like I always do. All right, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to close out my camera here, and I'm going to take us to, thank you, Mark, I appreciate the feedback. Woohoo! I'm going to take us over to Digital Magnet. And some of you have been in here, some of you haven't. I certainly point you, when we bring people on to iMobile Innovations, I point you in a certain direction that I think is best suited for you to grow your business. Video, email, and iHawk are your methods of communicating. Active Salesforce, which we discussed in great length yesterday, is your means of growing warm referrals. And then I like Digital Magnet to talk about it being your means of driving cold referrals. So, for instance, we've got Tom Weiss on the phone today, and Tom is in Seattle, Washington area, and he's an insurance agent. And I don't know about you, but I would most definitely search insurance in Tacoma if I wanted to find someone. It's not necessarily the type of thing that I would need a referral for, because an insurance agent could just shop around and could get me different pricing. But a good insurance agent is rare, and those that communicate with their clients on a regular basis is rare, and that's exactly who Tom is. So I'm glad that he's on the call today, because I know that he not only does this, he owns many other businesses, and there's always a way that we can drive more leads off the internet. On our call today are realtors. We also have mortgage lenders on the call, all of which drive leads off of the internet. I mean, we're silly if we don't think that that's happening and going somewhere else. So let me show you around a little bit. All right, when you go into Digital Magnet, this is Mason, who is just on our presentation, and he really does a great job in these first emails and videos talking about the messages of communication and why people would choose you, what to say. This jug fishing is a good example of how to use video. And I'm going to talk about video for a minute while I have that up there. I think most of us would agree that in the past we all had a website and it described what we did, and that got us some business. And then it turned into that we needed to have keywords, and Google said, well, people are searching certain things, so you've got to make sure that the things that they're searching are represented on the first page of your website, and you need to do some backlinks to your partners, and you need to change up your content all the time. So we all listened to what Google wanted, and we did it. And recently they bought YouTube, as you all know, and they decided that the game is now going to not only be all those other things you were doing, where you have to have backlinks and your keywords need to be represented on your website, but we also want you to now include video. And for me, the easiest way to include video is to do my blogging as a vlog, which is a video blog, and tie it into my social media and drive it onto my website. So I'm going to describe all that as we go further along. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to wait till we get back over to the video email side. But I'm going to remind you ways that you can actually drive business organically, drive your website right up to the top. Even if you don't have a good website, you can drive your social media links here. Mark Nagy's on the line, and he is a LinkedIn wizard. And everybody on this call should be maximizing the opportunities that they have on LinkedIn because it's professional. So if you were to shoot a video about what's going on in the community and put some keywords in there and drop that into your website and into your social media, it will organically start ranking you because Google is crawling. It used to crawl like a spider looking for content. Now it's like a hummingbird looking for video. And there is software embedded in the Hummingbird that's actually looking for the verbiage that we use in order to find us. So it's pretty crazy. Now there's some repetitiveness in here. He talks about shots in the dark, guessing. We don't want to guess. We want to know what people are looking for. So the system is to look at some AdWords and find the analytics on what people are searching in your area. And you're not going to pick the stuff that other large companies like Zillow and Trulia are already doing. You might find a number of links in here of people that are searching stuff that's non-traditional. And then you're going to build a platform for yourself that will help find them. So for instance, Key Research AdWords List Demo, small businesses for sale, and geo-qualifiers have to do with the city. Let's say, for instance, somebody typed out St. Louis, S-A-I-N-T, and didn't use the acronym. All of that matters on your website for searching. All of it, everything. And then you get down to using this strategically and using a chronological process. And then in Module 2, we get into some KWR, which is looking for what's happening. This is a term used in advertising, keyword research. And once you search what people are looking for in your area, this is a website that you can use. Your analysis of the amount of competition that's out there, the strength of the competition versus what you're doing, the relevance and the trends that are happening related to that keyword. You compare and contrast what one person's doing or another, and after you put it in action, you use this again to see whether or not what you're doing is working. So this is a nice one, this keyword list development ideas into action. That's very powerful. Trimming your list, getting it down, some common denominators, finding keyword loaded usernames across social media channels. This is pretty cool. I wish I could describe it to you, but I really can't. It's a 13-minute long one having to do with the social media channels, but I can tell you what I know about it. Of course, I've gone through this training, but I definitely pay my web designer to do these things. So all of this is available to you. It takes about 2 hours to get through all of the training, and I like to say it takes somewhere between 2 and 4 hours to implement it. But let's say, for instance, that I went into this Google right now, and I just decided to look up insurance in Bradenton. That's the town I live in, Bradenton, Florida. Okay? Now, I spelled everything accurately here, and I can see that Progressive and Geico and Florida Insurance are all paying, everything that's above this line are all paid ads. Okay? The next thing that comes is Bradenton Insurance is doing an excellent job, so this is not paid, I don't think. And they're using search engine optimization. Of course, I did insurance in Bradenton. That's both in their name, so it's coming up at the very top. That's an organic search. The next thing that comes up when I search insurance Bradenton is what we call geotags. So these companies have gone into Google and made sure that they were able to be found correctly on Google Maps. You do that through your Google site and your admin settings. And then I come down to another area of organic searching. Insurance Time of Bradenton. Doesn't even have Bradenton in their name, but somewhere on the front of their website they have it. Here's one of those listing companies that were really popular for a while. I think they're a complete scam. If I had had a nickel for every one of the people that wanted me to turn my clients onto this, I wouldn't have had to do my company. Disgusting to me. All they're offering is a listing company. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is what people are charging $1,700 out in the community for, too. Here's another organic one. Ronnie Grubbs has Bradenton in his name. Better Business Bureau comes up. Yellow Pages. Academy My Insurance, or ACADE. Yeah, Academy Insurance Agency. That's organic. When I say organic, that means that they didn't buy a listing service to put them up there. Instead, they actually showed up here. Not one of them is using video. So Bradenton Insurance is actually an old client of mine, and I might sit down with the owners of that organization and teach them how to leverage video to drive more business and get themselves, well, they're pretty well positioned to get more. And when we use video on a consistent basis, it adds to our content, and Google likes it, and it will bring us up in the ranking. So that is a good example of a normal and correct choice of searching. So let's say, for instance, I didn't know how to spell Bradenton, or I did it backwards. Insurance in Bardenton. Now, the first thing that comes up is it says insurance in Bradenton. Is this what you really want? Or insurance in Bardenton? Because there must be a town called Bardenton. I'm going to ignore that for a minute. I'm going to show you what happens when people, if they were to ignore this also, not knowing that they spelled it wrong. We've got the paid ads. Bradenton Insurance comes up beautifully at the top. That means that they purchased a way to point people back to it. Okay, what do I mean when I say they purchased a way to point people back to it? Bradenton Insurance has probably paid someone or has done it themselves to try all the different spellings of what people might be looking for in the area. So when we go into our admin account and we look at our Google Analytics, I don't think I can do that without doing some other stuff. So I'm not going to take you into mine because that's my other company. But when you look at your Google Analytics, you can start seeing what people are searching in the area that may be spelled wrong. If you identify something that is relevant for your company that is spelled incorrectly, let's say we get into Google Analytics and we find 1,000 people a month are doing this. Then according to the strategies in Digital Magnet, we very well might secure that incorrect spelling website on GoDaddy. We might create a mobile website in order to capture those leads and point them back to our correct insurance agency. That is one of the strategies that's available in Digital Magnet. So I'm going to say it again slowly. You search for what people are looking for in your area using keyword research software like Google Analytics and the ones that he recommends in this program. You find something that people are searching for in your area. You secure those words on GoDaddy as a website. You build a landing page for that website that points back to your website. And that's, I can guarantee you that's exactly what Bradenton Insurance has done. I can guarantee it because they're coming right up at the top. Okay, so any questions about that? Anything that people want me to look at and talk about for their own business quickly? And if you're willing to let me look, I'm more than happy to. I just don't want anybody to not be positioned well or be concerned. I know all of you have beautiful websites. I've been on all of them, so I just don't want you to not be found. Anybody want to take a look at anything before I change? And I go into the next phase. Any questions about that? What to do when you find what people are searching? Chat away, my friends. Mark asked a good question. He says, can you go to an existing page versus making a new one? I do believe you can. I don't physically know how to do it, Mark, but it would make sense to me that when you purchase that URL, there's got to be a way to point it to the correct website. But there's also got to be some kind of a security feature involved, because what would stop Bradenton Insurance's competitor from pointing it to their own? I don't know. I don't exactly know how that works. I could we could play with it and see. Smith and Wesson, like a gun. You always make me think more than I'm used to. I hope you don't do this while I'm on vacation. I don't know what Smith and Wesson means. I think it means, oh, it's a joke. Okay, cool. Well, when I think of Smith and Wesson, I think of a gun, and this is a loaded gun. I mean, when you're out there, when the internet is the wild, wild west. It's why it's www, in my opinion. Let's just try Insurance Sarasota. You know, okay, so Insurance Sarasota, we've got Yellow Pages, we've got Geico. Look at that, Al Permont, another client of mine, who's doing great. Right up there at the top, and he's also coming up on Google Places. Ben Brown's insurance company is coming up, but none of them are using video, y'all. This is going to be so much fun for you, this next step. All right, I am going to pull up Mr. Nagy's website. Oh, I can't remember it off the top of my head, because he's already using quite a lot of it's a cool one, Mark, but I can't remember the name of it. You want to type it in there for me real quick, or I can look up? There you are. Mark Nagy's on the call. Say hi, Mark. I'm just going to pull up your website. I won't do a search in the area, because I know we've been working on your website for charter.net. Is that it? No, that's your email address. BT Mortgages by Mark. Thank you. Connecticut. Perfect. It's got the state in it. It's got what he does in it, and it's got his name in it. So that should help quite a lot. Look at how much social media he's got. Facebook, Twitter, boom, 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 boom. Phenomenal. What's this? This is an article that he did in the Southbury Patch. Article by him. And when we change this to video, that's going to post on all his other sites. Sweet. Awesome. Let me go back. Oops. Let me try something else. Let me try putting a space here. I know that it's coming right up. I'm just not getting it. Is it a .net or a .com, my friend? There he is. There's my friend. I can log in, so I'll have access to some stuff. And it looks like he just he wanted us to know that he just loaded a new video in social media today. 6 money skills for kids. And then he touted Janet Bodner of Kiplinger.com. And Kiplinger, forgive me, I'm pronouncing it wrong. And here's where he dropped in her video, and then it shows up here. And so that every time he does this, it's going to add to his search engine optimization. So it looks like, you know, he posted this one this morning, 5 hours ago. It is easy to champion a champion. Michael Maher, that's the guy that wrote the book. Woo! I'm so excited about the book. The book is darn. Let me go back into my Kindle with the name of it. Mark is willing to share this fantastic book with everyone. It's called The 7 Levels of Communication Go from Relationships to Referrals. It's written by this gentleman, Michael Maher. And if anyone would like Mark Nagy to send you a copy via Kindle, he'd be happy to do so. He was very kind to do that. I hope that still stands and not everyone has flooded his box. But his email address is mnagy1@charter.net, mnagy1@charter.net. He wrote to everyone that he'd love to share, and I got to tell you guys, I've only read chapter 1, and it had me in tears because I love referrals, I love relationships and realness, and it's exactly what this is. So thank you for sharing that. So let's get back to video. Video's right up here. The more he does this and has himself in the video and becomes an expert in the community, the more it is going to continue to grow his reach and his having people be able to go back to his website. So I'm going to go back here now to iMobile Innovations, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by organically growing your existing website search engine optimization using our tools. Okay? Get out a pen and paper if you don't already have one ready. And I'm going to let you use my best practice. Of course, everybody, as long as you're using email and video email, you're following some type of a path, you will grow your reach. So let's say, for instance, that I shot this video email. All right, so here's the path that you take. The first thing that you do is you think about your content of your website and what you want people to, what you think people are searching or what you think is relevant in your industry right now. Mark Nagy's case is definitely the FHA loans, the qualifications for people that have military backgrounds, the zero down features that are going on. All our soldiers are coming home right now and they need homes, and there's lots of things that people can do. When I think of Nikki's business, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the real estate industry in her area, and she wants to become the expert in her area for that market. So she can shoot short videos and create a blog and then a vlog about those topics. Okay? We've also got Betsy Ann on the line, and she's responsible for all the communication that comes out of Century 21 World Properties. They're constantly communicating to investors, to landlords, to tenants, to buyers, and to sellers. So she's got all those different 5 different demographics, and she could do one a week and communicate with them using our system. Very intentional and very relevant data that's important to them. Another person on this call is Tom Weiss, our Allstate agent. And when we think about his community and the stuff that's going on there, insurance rates fluctuate. There's storms coming in. There's changes in what's going on. I mean, my God, Tom, right now hurricane season's blowing up. So that would be a topic that an insurance agent in my area could easily talk about. So my best practice is to take each niche of my business. I assign 1 week to that niche. And so I have construction services, I have business development, I have hotel advising, and I have corporate social responsibility. I break those up by weeks. The given week, let's say it's business development. Clearly, iMobile Innovations fits under business development and marketing. On Sunday, I start, throughout the weekend, I relax a little bit and I look and see what's relevant. And I read all my trade publications. And Sunday night, I come up with a very short topic of what I would like to share with others. Let me go ahead and turn my camera back on. So on Sunday night, I'll come up with a topic. Let's say, for instance, I want to discuss the benefits of video email communication. And so I'll write a short blurb. When I say short, it's only this long. Maybe 10 sentences max about that particular topic. Everything's got to be short and sweet, and that is a blog posting. Okay, has no video or anything else to it. It's just, these are the things that I think are relevant for video email marketing. An example could be intentional communication, getting your sincere message across to your clients, I might talk about the benefits of everyone getting it. I might talk about the benefits of them being able to multitask while they're watching your video. And finally, I'd wrap it up by saying all of it is available on their mobile device, and that's a method of communication we all love. So those are the benefits of using video email in all of your communications. So there's an example of what I would write in a blog. The next thing I would do is I would go into my camera like I'm doing today, and I record what I'm saying in the blog, so it becomes a video blog, a vlog. I know that's a strange term. And I combine those two together on Sunday night, Monday, and I put them on my website. The first thing that I do is I put them on my website. How do I put them on my website? I send them to my web designer and he posts them. Many of you have admin features that you're able to get in and do that. If you don't, then reach out to your people and make sure that you let them know that you're going to be giving them content on a weekly basis. They'll post it for you. They'll make it look good. They'll make sure that you don't have any typos. Fantastic. A good idea that Mark has shared is to make sure that you have a script ready. Based on that blog that you wrote, have the bullet points ready. Maybe put it up near your camera so you can see it easily, and remind yourself of those points so that you don't lose track and you don't have to repeat it on many times. That's a great idea. Doesn't have to be formal. Don't overthink it. Write it big enough so you can see, and just put it behind your camera so you can go boom, 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 boom. That's a great, thank you, Mark. That's a really good point. So we've created a blog that's gone on our website. We've created a video that complements it. That's a video blog. And I usually do that somewhere between Sunday and Monday. Then on Tuesday, I like to send it out to my clients. I always think that, they want to hear from me before everyone else. Do I send it to everyone? No. I send it to the clients that care about my business development skills. My construction guys don't care. My hotel advising people do, but you've got to make sure that you niche your list really well and you send out the relevant content information to them. So I can tell you that business development is important to everyone, but I specifically send out any topics like video email to those that would be interested in. And I send that out using my own system that, of course, I've created the video in my template, so I've got the small little link, and I then send it to myself, and then I send it out of my Outlook or my client relationship management system to that niche. And that's what I usually do on a Tuesday. I find that people are less busy on a Tuesday checking their old emails, so it's respectful for me to send it on a Tuesday. Okay, and I get great read rates, probably in the neighborhood of 45 to 80% based on the tagline of the content. And I also make sure that when I create that video email template, I put exactly what I'm going to be talking about, and I use the words short video. Watch this short video, which they all love. So the next thing that I do, just to recap where I'm at, I created a blog. I posted it on my website in addition to a video blog. The next day I sent it to my clients, both in email and if they have signed up for my texting, I send it to them that way. Then the next day on Wednesday, I hit my social media. So I take that link that's been created in the video email, and I've got my little bullet points of my blog in it, and I take that link and I bring it over to my LinkedIn and to my Facebook page for my company. I usually don't use Twitter, but I think Mark Nagy's been using Twitter quite successfully, so that might be, why not? 140 characters, right? It's a link. You can put it in there. And I send it out on social media in hopes that it will spark enough interest and show me as a relevant and expert in that area, driving business back to my website, because all of it's linked back to my website. Okay, and they have ways of reaching me. I'm not afraid also when I post on social media to put what it is. Maybe I would say, watch this short video regarding video email intentional communications, or video email and building relationships. And then I'll put text IMI Michelle to 87804 for more. That's an example of what I might put in my social media as I send it out. So now it's out in the social media world, and I become an expert. That video is on my website. It's also been sent out using my video email. It's branded because I created it in the video email system, and it all drives search engine optimization back to my website for those particular topics. So now I'm searching marketing ideas, Bradenton, I'll probably come up because I use the word marketing in my video blog, and I used it in print on my blog, right? Now, they may not be searching for video, but how cool is it going to be that it'll come up that I'm talking about video? And then naturally they'll reach out to me and they'll want to be a part of it. So I hope I didn't go too fast. I'm going to recap what my routine is. Of course, you can come up with anything you want as long as you're using video. I create a blog topic, think about it over the weekend. It takes me 30 minutes max to write a quick blog. It takes me another 10 minutes to shoot my video, and because I've got my script in front of me, and my first one might have taken an hour for me to get all that done. Then I post it onto my website, or I send it to my web designer to do that for me. I make sure that it's there. The next thing I do is on Tuesday, I've got a reminder for myself that I send it out to my clients versus using my email system and my iHawk, my texting. Then let's see, that's Tuesday, so Wednesday, I post it on my social media. And by Thursday, Friday, people are loving it. They're replying back. They're sharing it with others. And I've become an expert in that area. And the following week, I just go on to my other niches. If you only have one niche, totally fine. I just wouldn't do it as often. I might not blog once a week on the same education piece. If you're a realtor, for instance, you might do 1 week community, what's happening in the community. The second week, you might do something that's what's happening in the market for listing agents. And then the third week, you might say, okay, what's happening in the market for buyer's agents. And the fourth week, you might say, okay, here's some of my vendors that I want to talk about. Don't have them linked to you directly, have them come through you, but you could tie in active Salesforce. So that's an example of ways that you can use video email. I'm not going to go in on how to shoot a video email and post it because we did that on Tuesday of this week. So for anyone that's new and doesn't really know how to make a template and video email that's branded for yourself, please go into your back office. Now let me show you what that looks like. As you can see my screen. If you click the back office button right here, all the links are here so video email, I call it Video Email 101, is right there. You just click it. And the recording for that hour comes up of everything we talked about. Okay, so I won't get into that so much, but if you don't know how to create a custom template for yourself and you want to learn how to do that in video email, yesterday we talked about active Salesforce. On Monday, I did an overview of everything iHawk and text mobile marketing. On Friday, we had an open forum where people could ask me about ideas, and that's what we're going to do tomorrow again. You're welcome to bring guests and just throw out there, hey, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? It's going to be fun Friday. And this one was a fun Friday, but I talked a lot about video email, and all of you are using it now. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I love the ones you're sending. I love the intentional communication. Keep playing with it. You can't break it. If you have to do a thank you for someone, do it in there. I sent a thank you I hope turned out pretty well to the Century 21 team in my video email. And then on Thursday, which was the 17th, I did video email and how to leverage it for money. I think we also talked about our mobile business card in there. It was video email and mobile business card for cash. So there'll be more as we move forward. I'm going to record today's and put it in here. And it's fantastic. It's absolutely easy for us to go into these things and get some basics. And then next week I'll be driving, so I will not be able to communicate so much. We'll be traveling, so I'm going to just ask you guys to take a week and get caught up. And then the week of the 28th, I'm going to use these same topics, the same schedule, but I'm going to call it 201. And we're going to say IHOC 201 on Monday the 28th, video email 201 on Tuesday the 29th, active Salesforce 201 on the 30th, and then I'm going to go into digital magnet 201 on the 31st. So I really do hope that I've helped, and I definitely want to help you individually also. I think that each of you can use these tools and techniques that we've put available to you. There's a lot here. There's some in the training department. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but here's some marketing materials, and let's see. Yeah, training materials is good. Here's some marketing tips for IHOC. You can just go in here and read these and use them at your convenience. Any questions? I've covered a lot today, and I look forward to teaching you more. Mark has asked if we can go deeper on another call, and of course we can. I don't have any more time the rest of this week, but I'll try to carve out some time for you, maybe Sunday evening or Monday, Mark. Typically, we spend a couple hours together going into your own personal marketing, and then you guys will just let me know if you need anything between now and then. Also, we're always looking for people that, we want to share this with. So don't be afraid to bring guests onto the call tomorrow, and let me know that you have a guest on so I can have them chat in what they're most interested in. Here's an example of what one of the guests that Ryan Owen turned us on to, a chiropractor in his area. And when I showed him, I learned a little bit about his business. And he does a lot of trade shows. He's got a brand new business that invention that he's showing to chiropractors across the country. And when I got into iHawk and I showed him the contest feature that he could use at a trade show, where he creates a contest, drops them into a particular group just for that trade show, and then he says there's only one entry per phone, and the system will randomly choose a winner, and whoever texts back to 87804 was going to get this response here. They get something, okay, and then the winner response gets this, and already entered response would get this. You only get to do it once. All those leads would be forwarded right into an email, all the cell phone numbers. Of course, you could export that to Excel. And then he could have them right on his cell phone. One of the best tools when you're at a trade show is to have your team doing this. And so now you're talking to people and making deals, but if your phone isn't consistently blowing up with people texting in, you need to reach back out to your team and say, hey, it's been a while since we had any. Are you guys talking up the texting? Make sure that people are texting, back to 87804. He loved that feature. And then we can enable messaging after the conference. It was great to see you. We look forward to serving you. If you need any more information, here's our website. If you want to forward us to other chiropractors, we'll give you a deal. All those features are available in here, and that's the kind of thing we're going to get into on Monday, the 28th. And an example of when you bring me a potential client or somebody else that's interested, I learn a little bit about their business and I can teach them stuff that they might not already know. I talked quite a bit today, and I'm afraid that I might have lost y'all. So just to recap, digital magnet, search engine optimization, and online searches. All of you have websites, and all of you know that people are searching stuff in your area. Don't wait to find out what's being searched. Immediately start using video email, post them on your website and your social media, drive them back to your website so that you can increase your exposure on the internet, because you know that Google is searching video. Immediately do that. And then the next thing you can do is to get in here a little deeper and find out what people are searching in your area, create a site for that and point it back, those searches, secure that keyword, those search words in a GoDaddy website and point it back to your own. That's just a recap of what I talked about today. Questions? I welcome them all. There are no silly questions. You can even send them directly to me if you don't want the group to see it. Maybe I talked about something, a word that didn't make any sense. My vacation starts next week. I will be working, guys, the 21st, 22nd. I'm actually signing up our local Republican Party, thanks to Mike Levine and the Century 21 team. So the morning of the 22nd, I'm building a campaign to support my Republican Party leaders in the community. And then I am on the road. And I promise my family I will not talk. I might text, and of course I will email you. And the week of the 28th, I'm at the lake, and I'm taking calls and doing our webinar series again. So that ought to be fun. Thank you for your support, Mark. Any questions about Digital Magnet? Awesome. I'm going to stay on until the end, guys. Tom, do you have any questions for me? You're very internet savvy. What do you see in all this? Everybody on the call is internet savvy, or you wouldn't have come on to the Digital Magnet side. But of course, I'd love to hear it from the perspective of an insurance agent extraordinaire. Mark, I think this will help your website, clearly. I think you're already executing it well. Betsy Ann has a good question. She says, is this personalized by business? Within our system, then we give you the tools to actually do searches yourself. So the answer is yes. You would search for what's relevant for your own business. If you hire us to do it, we also search for things for your own business. And in your market, Mike invested in Digital Magnet Pro, and our team found very specific things that were being searched in your market that now that I've spent some time with them, we can go and attack. So I hope that answers your question. If this was, if the business was an insurance agent in Tacoma, then one of the things that Tom can do is go into his Google Analytics and see what people are searching to reach him, how many people are going to his website and finding him. He's got Allstate to back him up, but there's, it's individual. And then he can also go on to the website here that Mason Dukacek talks about and look and see what other people are searching and start to secure those things. When it talks about AdWords in here, it's not AdWords like we know. He's not talking about us buying AdWords and buying your location. That is bad. Well, it's not that it's bad. It serves a purpose for people that are in e-commerce well. I personally don't think that we need that services agency. So I hope that, thank you. I'm glad that answered your question, Betsy. Any other questions? Mr. Weiss, I keep calling you out. Are you still on? Maybe you don't know how to use the chat feature. It's located up at the top where that little phone is, and then there's yeah, you do know how to use it. You wrote me. All right, last call, and I am grateful for all of you. I look forward to growing your businesses together. I absolutely am honored to serve you, and y'all know how to find me. I'm going to go torture someone else now. Oh, Tom was on a quick call, so thank you so much, Tom, for coming back and letting us know. I hope you enjoyed today's webinar, and of course, it'll probably in the back office on Friday or Saturday. I'll be sending them together. Any questions that you have, Tom, before I go? Mr. Nagy, thank you always for all your support. Nikki already has left us, so hopefully she got something out of today. I absolutely look forward to serving all of you, so I will let you go and have a wonderful day. Thanks. My pleasure. Bye now.